How many homes do we need to build in Ontario to keep up with our booming population? That's what we're talking about today. My name is John Pastales, president at Realosophy Realty. You can catch all my latest writings at movesmartly.com. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest videos. So a recent report came out from economist Mike Moffat titled, I think his baby needs a new home, where he basically looked at Ontario's projected population growth over the next 10 years. And he worked back to try to figure out how many homes Ontario needs to actually build to keep up with this booming population. And what he found was that Ontario needs to build 1 million homes over the next 10 years in order just to keep up with demand. That's not enough homes to cause prices to cool. It in theory is just enough to actually satisfy the demand for housing in the GTA. Now, 1 million homes is 100,000 homes per year on average. And one of the challenges with that, of course, is that Ontario right now is building only 65,000 homes per year. You know, so how do we go from 65 to 100? Well, obviously, we're not going to get there overnight. I mean, it's going to take some time to get to that rate of growth. But the problem with that is that, you know, if we spend our first 5 years under building or building below that 100,000, that would needs to be made up in the second half, which would result in, I mean, if we take a look at a chart and see what that looks like, you know, we have a chart like this that shows in red what our annual completions would needs to be to actually get us to 1 million homes over the next 10 years. And we see that by the 10th year, we're probably building close to 130,000 homes, more than double what we're building today. So, I mean, how likely is that? I mean, my instinct is it's pretty unlikely. I mean, when we consider the fact that Ontario only launched a housing affordability task force to look into how to increase supply literally 2 months ago in December of 2021, it's unlikely we're going to see any significant changes as a result that's going to help push completions forward. And I think that's kind of one of the challenges we're seeing in the GTA, that, again, going back to this theme, our population, it's easy to grow our population very rapidly. It's very hard to accelerate our home completions. It's not just constraints on zoning, it's constraints on labor, it's constraints on municipalities building the infrastructure that's needed to you know, basically drive housing supply. So it'll be interesting. The province did announce their housing affordability task force, which are a lot of supply side solutions that are meant to stimulate more housing. But again, these are just recommendations. We'll see which of these the different parties decides to kind of put into their upcoming provincial election platform to hopefully drive a little bit more supply in the housing market. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below or shoot me an email at askjohn@movesmartly.com.